Welcome back to Shemsuniverse. So today guys, we're going to discuss the Scorpio rising sign. So Scorpio rising is a very important sign to have. The reason why I say this is it's a lot more extreme than the typical rising sign. That would just give you genuine characteristics, qualities that I can say would affect your life in a very positive, enlightening way. The Scorpio now, it's slightly different. The reason I say that is because it's the eighth sign. The eighth sign, which is Scorpio rising, is very similar to the eight in numerology, the eight used in Hercules. All of these things come together and make you a person that's going to have to overcome obstacles through great transformation, through a fiery sort of jump into the darkness. So when you have Scorpio as your rising sign, it means that you're a naturally analytical person. You have a very penetrating perspective on life. Your perception of others is impeccable. So this makes you a great detective, analyst, and anything to do with the field of psychology, such as a psychologist or psychiatrist, would be a great recommendation. So that's it for careers. I want to make sure I cover the more spiritual aspects of this rising sign just because it is quite extreme. So to start off, guys, if you have Scorpio as your rising sign, this is the answer to why maybe you've experienced a lot of negative emotions such as jealousy in a young age. And sometimes it comes up as jealousy for no reason, like you're just jealous of others for their possessions, their beauty, their charm, charisma, their magnetic personality. All of these things will come up and you won't quite understand why. It almost seems as if like you are just having negativity within you from someplace dark, like it doesn't really have any logical perspective. And with Scorpio rising, that's what it gives you. It gives you a whole host of negative emotions, and then those negative emotions then attract negative situations and negative people around you. A lot of the times, people with Scorpio rising end up growing up in a very hard-pressed family, whether that be through economic pressure or whether that just be through somebody who's very abusive around them. The key to overcoming this sign is to actually overcome the obstacles, and a lot of people think that the concept of this would be to use brute force and then attack the problem head on. It's actually quite the opposite. You need to submit, you need to surrender. And that doesn't mean saying that I'm going to do nothing, I'm just going to let go and just let the universe take over. What you really want you to do is say, I accept the problem, and then I'm willing to do this to come up with a solution. The reason why this is so hard for Scorpio rising is because you naturally have a sign that seems like a fire sign. Scorpio is a very aggressive sign. The scorpion itself is a predator. If it comes out, it's going to sting, it's going to attack. However, Scorpio is actually a fixed water sign, and because of that, the water always adapts. The water, like what Bruce Lee said, goes into the cup, becomes the cup, goes into the bottle, becomes the bottle. So you need to learn to adapt, and water, what it does is it accepts and then becomes. Water's in the air, water's in everything that we know. And the thing about that is when you actually accept that water is always there and water's always surviving, then you'll figure out the concept to your life is that you need to always be there, always surviving by adapting and accepting situations for what they are, not just simply trying to attack them and change them with brute force. That's just going to lead to frustration, resentment, and just hatred for others and yourself. So what you want to do is accept the situation and understand that you are on a path of extreme transformation, and then utilize that path to actually make yourself better. This Scorpio rising sign, even though I brought up career options already, can make you an extremely successful person once you're able to actually pivot the negative emotions and negative circumstances to positive ones through acceptance. You can be a very either tyrannical person in people's lives, or you can be the person that actually exposes other people to change in different forms of enlightenment, even in a spiritual reality. So it's a very important sign, extremely powerful. The insights of this sign isn't even talked about fully on the internet. It is a very ritualistic sign. It's a sign that really does represent complete spiritual transformation that everybody, including yourself, can see. So it's definitely a catalyst for change, but you just need to know how to utilize that change. The last thing I want to discuss would just be in regards to personal relations. So with your family, just be careful of who you put your trust in, who you're letting control your emotions, just because typically with this sign, it's your family and close friends that end up hurting you the most. So just ensure that you are reading people correctly. You guys' perception is amazing, but when emotions get involved, that perception may not be as impeccable as it always is. Also, when it comes to finding a significant other, whether you're a man or a woman, just ensure that you are choosing the right person based on their characteristics and not just something like lust or something, or you're just going after somebody for their possessions. This can just lead to a whole host of just resentment and different feelings. And you don't want to just utilize somebody for their strength of character. You want to actually find somebody that you can trust fully and you can put all the cards on the table. And once you're able to do that, you'll in turn find happiness. But aside from that, that should conclude the chapter on the Scorpio. If you guys do have any questions whatsoever, just please let me know. Aside from that, guys, please like, subscribe. That's it for today, guys. Peace.